Howdy folks, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. We're back with Cass, and he's going to take you through the safest route in the Undead settlement. So let's get to it. Drop off this way. Right around this corner, there's two doggies. But they're distracted by eating this corpse, so... Now, the Alluring Skull is an interesting item. It attracts most base level enemies to it. So you throw it on the ground like a firebomb, and enemies will just try to attack the...
Grant me death. Undo my shackles. Oh, then it's true.
This is Yol.
A champion of Ash.
He's a sad boy.
I live and breathe. To be in your presence is a great honor. I am Yol of Londor.
And kind of a simp.
As you can see, only somehow I failed to die as was ordained. Well, perhaps my calling lies elsewhere.
Ooh.
Say, champion of Ash, how does the idea of taking me into your service strike you? I was once a sorcerer. Surely I can be of use. Oh,
Ooh.
I am honored, truly. I should be dead. Yet you have granted me purpose anew. I, Yol of Londor, do solemnly swear myself to you.
Okay. Now we got Yol. He sells some very, very basic sorcery stuff and sets you on the path to do the ending where you snuff out the flame. Or take the flame. Here come doggers. And we'll demonstrate these. Throw this down at the ground. And look at them. Most base level enemies will charge towards and attack an Alluring Skull once it's been thrown on the ground. Now, these guys aren't too bad. Something interesting about these first few areas, you can roll into enemies to knock them. That doesn't work later on, but I imagine it's just something they instituted to help you out if you're trying to escape. Okay, so since we don't have many souls, we're gonna go ahead and go back and start up stuff for Yol.
Ah, well, you're not alone. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the... But we're talking true legend. Don't you think?
That's the crestfallen knight for this game.
Oh, this pilgrim, and I never would have.
Now, you can buy basic stuff from him. And just to kind of show it off, we might go ahead and put 1 point into intelligence just to get use of magic weapon and magic shield.
Be safe.
1 point isn't going to affect very much with the end game, and it'll allow you to tinker around with spells just a little bit. So why don't we check on what kind of souls we have. Well, not yet. I don't know why I even left. Go back to the sad boy. He can give you 5 free levels for dying a bunch of times.
Shabera.
So, we'll use the first one to grab that point of intelligence.
Be safe.
And every time you take a level from him, you get... Where is it? There it is. You get a Dark Sigil. Every time you die, you accumulate Hollow for 1 for every Dark Sigil that you have. Now, Hollow doesn't do much. It boosts Hollow weapons after you have a certain hollowing. And it makes you look like a piece of beef jerky, just like the old games. But now, since we're here at this bonfire, this is generally the grind up your 5 free levels bonfire. It's easy to just jump off the edge and die. So. 1. We'll need to do this a total of 10 times. It's the simplest way that I've found to work this out. 2. 3. 4. 4? I'm stupid and can't count. And 5. After the first 5, we'll head back to him, grab our next level. Now these are free regardless of what stage of the game you are, so if you want to wait until later on to use these at a higher level when levels are more expensive, that's totally fine. Just demonstrating it here for the sake of demonstrating it.
Then Shabera.
We're going to go ahead and put our endurance up to 15.
Be safe.
Now, we'll go jump off 5 more times, and we'll be able to do our next 3 levels. Let's see. She sells Fair and Dart and Soul Arrow, but we can only equip 1 spell. So, we're going to grab our Sorcerer's Staff.
Ashen Home.
If you want to use Magic Weapon on your weapon, it has to be equipped over here. It looks like that put us just over 70. So maybe we'll toss a point into VIP rather than pushing endurance all the way up. That way we can keep everything equipped. You'll see that professional Souls players don't bother to keep their inventories filled. They just go through their inventory and change things in the middle of fighting. I'm not that good at this game. Two. 4. And 5. Okay. Now our hollowing is at 15, and that should be enough to go ahead and get our last 3 levels.
Oh, I then shall.
We'll raise our vit by 1.
Then shall we begin, Bear?
Up goes the endurance.
Then shall we begin, Bear?
And 1 more in endurance.
Ah, you have attained ample strength. All will soon be clear.
Okay.
Be
We're gonna go over and see if we can sell a few things to grab magic weapon. Well, we'll wait a minute. Stop by, Andre.
Just good, wasn't it?
Whenever you have an Estus shard, we'll go ahead and use the one that we got from the High Wall of Lothric.
Pretty be careful.
Alright. And there's prep stuff finished. Off we go. To head back to start our way through the Undead settlement. Angry boy. Angry boy with a pitchfork. As you can see, these are rude, unhappy farmers. Now, you run over here, grab this, turn around. These guys are assholes. Thralls will kill you. They're rude. They have axes. They're fast with the axes. And this guy should not be down there. Wow, all the weird stuff really does happen on camera. I've been playing this game for 3 years now, and I've never seen that happen. Here's a thrall. Grab this. Here's a thrall. Basically, they're rude assholes. Let's see. We have 1 regular firebomb. We should be able to make decent use of this. Grab Loretta's bone. If you remember last episode, Loretta is the name of the old woman that Grey Rat sent us to find. She is no longer alive. All those barrels, they go boom. And all those boys go boom with them. Now, when she gets up, You need to clear out as many of her dudes that get up as possible. She's a bitch. Uh-oh, we might be dying here. Get that backstab. And there she goes. Evangelists are no fun. But they're also not that bad. You'll work out how to fight them sooner or later. We have an ember back here. Now, we're not going to go through this way. We're just going to move through here a little bit. Clear out the dudes outside. It's much easier to go around the other way and come back up this way. These guys will drop down on you if you're down there. Just showing it to you so you recognize it when we come back through. I recommend going this way. Ooh, I missed a shiny. Well, that shiny was worth it, sure. Let's see. Down with the farmer boys. We'll also go over that way here in a little bit. Now, this guy has a great sword called a flamberge. He's also stronger than the other thralls. He could potentially drop it. It's a pretty rare drop, but it's a great sword that deals bleed buildup. That's not a thing you see very often. We'll grab this. Heal up real quick, because our bonfire is pretty nearby. Come up here. Drop down. Don't get murdered by that farmer. Grab the Titanite shard. Stab that farmer in his face. Come in here. And congratulations. You've made it to the next bonfire. Now, you should have an Estus shard if you want to go back and use it. I'm not too worried about that, because the next bonfire is pretty close. These are the assholes that were throwing fire bombs at us. See? Poke them in the tummy. And then lo and behold...
Aha! Welcome to my abode. I am Cornix, an old pyromancer.
He's our pyromancy teacher.
In his cage. But here we are. I hear the unkindled make for fire. Care to learn some pyromancies from this old man? Ah, most wise. A chance to reiterate, I am Cornix of the Great Swamp. The pleasure is mine.
And he's back at base. Now then, there's a big dude with a big pot, and he's big rude. There we go. If you're far away, he will throw that pot at your face. There's the fire clutch ring. The clutch rings are interesting because they increase the amount of damage that you do and also the amount of damage that you take. So, fire increases fire attack, but you take more fire damage. There's one for every element in the game. Alright. There's a dogger. Stab him in the face. And then end his existence. Now there are rats. We don't like rats. Because they like to gang up on you and not let you get an attack in. Because for some reason, rats have crazy stagger. Here we have Big Mama Rat. She's a hoe. Let's see real quick. Can I put this on? Yeah. Okay. And here we are. The other bonfire. We'll rest here. Avoid him for now. And then right here, a crystal lizard spawns. But it saw us down there and it ran away. So, most of the time, you can get them to respawn by quitting and reloading. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the little lizards are rude about it. But most of the time, you'll get your lizard to respawn. See? There he is. Poke. Shit. And we have a sharp gem. That's what we're going to be using on this sword for most of the game. So, we're gonna go ahead and head back. During my first playthrough, I was dumb and used the refined gem early on. When sharp will outscale it almost up until you actually have 40/40.
That is good, wasn't he?
So, infuse. I cannot infuse sharp yet. But I will let you know when we can. We have 4 Titanite shards. But we're not wasting our time coming back here. I just got a bit overzealous. Oh no, what happened? He died. But that's okay.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yoel's master? I am Uriah of Londor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yoel's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead. Another matter, thou a lord art thou not, bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows, for the time thou remainst our Lord, we of Londor shall serve thee, and I, of course, am also thine.
Alright, she sells the Dark Hand, which is an interesting little toy that we will check out some other time. If you're playing as a pyromancer and you start off with decent intelligence and faith, this'll out-damage almost everything up to like a +6 weapon. It's really ridiculous, and I love it. But we're here for this.
Till we meet again, may the...
It's not a huge buff, but it'll give you something to play with. It'll increase your damage a little bit. $154. 229. Not bad for a level 10 buff.
Ah?
56. I should be able to level up one more time.
Well, very then take.
Yep, there we go. Alright, we got our 15 endurance. 15 vigor, 15 endurance, 16 vitality, 18, and we put 1 point into intelligence so we could play with magic weapon. Now we're going to push both of these up to 24 before we start playing with other stuff. We're going to focus on dex first, since that's going to be the primary way that our weapon gets damage after we get sharp infused, which should be just an episode or two down the line. Not too long. We'll go back to the cliff underside, because we want to take out this area first. There's one more bonfire we're going to get to, and then we'll probably wrap this one up and finish exploring it in the next one. Taking our time. Taking it slow. That's the best way to take Dark Souls on your first time through. Avoid angering the fat man. Alright, she's moving on. I'm gonna pull these guys as close to one at a time as you can manage. Yeah, we managed to get him to fall. Looks like he's a little smarter than that. Okay, and that should be the way clear. We're gonna ignore that. There's nothing incredible up there. You can go fight that guy and check it out if you want. It's just some random consumables. And here's Onion Bro! He's the best.
Oh. Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegwart of Katarina. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Have you ever walked near a white birch only to be struck by a great arrow? Well, if I'm not mistaken, they come from this tower. Whoever it is, I'm sure I can talk some sense into them. But I have to find a way up, and that's just the trouble. This lift only goes down, you see, and... Well, that doesn't get me anywhere.
So, we're gonna help out Onion Bro with his troubles.
This lift only goes down. But you know, with a little warming up, eventually... No. I've got to use my head and think.
Bye, Onion Bro. Love you. And here we have the giant. We want to come make friends with him before we go hit a specific area in the Undead settlement. Otherwise, he will shoot arrows at your face and it will be a bad time. Now he'll just shoot arrows at all your enemies, and it'll be a great time. What was that? Alright, we'll send this back. And since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and head down. There's a Frost Knight in here. Frost Knights are skill checks to see if you're good enough at the game to handle the next areas. What we're going to do is run past him like a little bitch. Haha! We get iframes opening doors. He will not come out the door. And here we have a bonfire. This leads into the area after the Undead settlement. I figured we'd just grab it since we're nearby. Now, I usually cheese him from the doorway. But... as you can see, he's rude. But we have pillars. Put a pillar between you and him, and heal. And down he goes. And we have the Irithyll Straight Sword. It's an interesting little toy. It's also a twinkling weapon. It deals frostbite damage. It's nice and pretty, but you can't buff it. Because, in general, you cannot buff twinkling weapons. And with that, I think we'll call that the end of this video. Next time, we will finish up the random areas in the Undead Settlement, pick up a few items, take out a boss, and then we'll end that episode right back here. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.